everybody, we are back heading to the gym, back on the morning grind, getting back into the routine. I tell you what, once you start a routine and you're doing it every day, it's pretty easy to follow. Your body's used to getting up, you know what you're getting into. It sucks. Oh, there's a deer. Hardly see any deer up here in the city. But it sucks that it takes so long to form a habit, and then it's just so easy to break it. Like, I think they say it takes 28 days to form a habit. I don't know. I can't remember. But it feels like it takes a lot harder. It takes a lot more work and a lot more time to, you know, integrate a routine and really stick to it, to which it becomes a habit. And then I feel like it's so much easier to fall off the horse and then get back onto it. You know, in all reality, I only missed a couple days, 1-2 days. But you throw off your sleep schedule, you know, you lose a little bit of sleep, and next thing you know, it's a bit of a struggle to get back up and going. But hey, we're here and we're heading to the gym, and we've got squats today. So that'll force you to get back on the horse. That'll force you to lock in. Especially with today, we've got our max AMRAP set is 495 for as many as possible. 495 in most gyms is 5 plates. Unfortunately, or fortunately, gotta look at it the positive side, we are using the kilogram plates, so it just doesn't look nearly as cool. Although I guess 4 reds, 425 kilo plates still looks impressive enough. But then you add the squat bar, which is 55 pounds, and you know, weight on the bar, when you're looking at it, it just doesn't seem as much, because 25 kilo plates on each side, that's 125 a side, 250, 270, 270 kilos, whatever that is in pounds. I can't do the math right now, but multiplied by 2.2, you know, a 5-plate squat with red kilo plates is definitely more impressive than 5 45 pounders, obviously. But the look of it, I mean, especially when you got beefier plates and they're banging and they're clanging, it just looks a lot cooler. I'll say it. But no, we're working up to 495. Last week we got the 490 for 3 reps, so hoping for the same this week. I feel like everything so far has been pretty much the same in terms of our goals. You know, we're satisfied with 2. We're ideally looking for 3, and anything on top of that is really really good, and that's really what we're looking for. And I feel like that'll remain pretty constant, especially when you're starting to creep closer and closer to the maxes. You know, if you can get the more reps you can get, because it's normally just based off of 90% of your working max, right? So the more reps you can do with 90%, the better you're feeling, right? And just getting used to you know, bracing and working with that heavy of a load, because I think that's the biggest adjustment too for me right now, going more strength based, going more powerlifting style, is that for a while I was just doing you know, lighter working weight for sets of much higher reps for hypertrophy. So that's why, you know, 405 for a, you know, a 5x5 or a 3x8, that feels like, you know, a solid weight to be working with. But you know, when you're only going for 1s, 2s, and 3s, you start adjusting and you're putting heavier weight on your back, and it takes your body time to adapt to that. You'll see a lot of I know at least weightlifters, they'll load up heavy bars and just unrack, brace, and then re-rack. Sometimes maybe step it out and then put it back in. And it's just getting your body comfortable with, dealing with that kind of heavy weight. I've seen some powerlifters do that with bench. It's just doing bench holds because that's probably one of the more intimidating ones, is because you've got that weight dangling over your face. And so going for a PR, loading up, close to max weight for yourself, and it just being right there is a little bit intimidating. But when you're comfortable, I've done it once maybe, and say your max is just shy of 4, like myself, and you load up that 405 and you just unrack it and you hold it there, you're like, oh, okay, this is what this weight feels like. Even overloading that, this is what 500 pounds feels like in my hands, and so not exactly doing that currently, but getting the same effect of just getting more comfortable with heavy holding and dealing with that heavier weight. So I think that's probably part of the reason why right now we're seeing such consistent increases. I don't know how much my strength overall has actually increased in the last 2.5, 3 weeks, but I think, again, because I've been at those heavier weights before, my body's just readjusting to getting back to that. So I'm assuming we'll probably hit a plateau somewhere, but I'm hopeful. I think this training style, combining the higher volume and working sets, is really good for me. And I do, and I always have liked working up to a heavy weight and then pyramiding down. I think it's a really good approach from a scientific standpoint, from a physiological standpoint. I don't know why that works, or if it actually works, or what the research says, but I know for me, in just experimentation, I find that really works well. So I'm going to stick to doing that, and I enjoy the fact that this program really aligns to that. So is what it is. Got a busy parking lot this morning. Good. Love it when it's busy, You gotta wait for things. People are looking at you. It's fun. Everybody likes a packed gym, right? Everybody likes a packed gym. But yeah, I will see how we're feeling. I will still note, and I know I talked about it on the overhead press video, just the tightness in the lat radiating down to the forearm. Still kind of feeling that. I think obviously there's an underlying, just issue there with just tightness and overuse. I do think also the way I'm sleeping, I tend to sleep on my left side, so I think that might be messing up my elbow, or not my elbow, my shoulder a little bit, but I'm not sure. So try to get that warmed up, get the squats moving. Besides that, we've got some leg accessory work, some core work, and hey, check back in. All right, what's going on, crew? Base strength checking back in. Fire and Logic. Let me put up those windows. Solid lifts. Legs are always going to be tough, but no, not bad. Like I mentioned, we had 495 for the AMRAP set, and I was able to get a video. I was able to get it for 2. I didn't feel great warming up. Had a little bit of a twinge in my hip. I've always, for the last 5-6 years, just had a little bit of weirdness going on in the hip region. I got it MRI'd back in college. They said it was hip dysplasia. I don't know if I buy that. And if it is, it's very slight. I think it's really just super tight psoas. And I mean, that's the new thing. Before it was, you know, you've got a leg shorter than the other. That was the classic chiropractor spiel. And then it became you got tight psoas from, you know, sitting all day. There probably is a lot of validity to it. I do sit for a large portion of the day. So, I don't know. Weak glutes, tight psoas, tight hips. This standard, if you've been doing sports for a while or you've been working out for a while, you probably have heard that at some point or another. And for a while it was a bit debilitating. Now it's just something I got to be aware of. But not too bad. But didn't feel great warming up. Felt okay. It was 390 for the first set, 440 for the second, and then supposed to be 495 for the AMRAP. I am an idiot, and I wasn't fully awake or locked in at the time, so I've been using the 25 kilo bar, 55 pounds. So I actually ended up doing 506 for 2. Which makes me feel better that it felt so heavy, honestly. 10 extra pounds for a double, 506 for 2. I ain't mad about it. I'm kind of mad at myself for jumping the gun there. Makes me think probably could have gotten more with the prescribed weight, but it is what it is. It's not like it was a crazy difference. It's not like it was a 20-pound difference. 10 pounds, 11 pounds. It's not the end of the world. And we got it for a dub. So, hey, all things considered, good stuff. I was able to do some leg curls, some core, and I did these things for my lat. I know I've been bitching about my lat. I think they call them lat smashes. I don't know. There's this guy that I follow on Instagram. Seems pretty sharp, and he's not like those normal PTs that are skinny and, you know, don't lift any weight. He looks like I mean, not jacked, but, you know, for a PT, not bad. But basically, you set up the barbell to kind of shoulder height, like here, and you kind of want to be able to sit and like sink into it a little bit. And basically, you're just jamming. I'll show it on this one. You're just jamming the bar in between your arm and your lat, and it's supposed to kind of open that up a little bit, and obviously provide a lot of direct tension onto the lat, and you kind of swing back your arm a little bit, and you're just kind of grating it, and that's honestly feels like is what I really need for it. It's just to get in there, and then you can add weight to your hand that you're swinging to really emphasize, because with just your body weight and a super tight lat, your body's going to fight it, but you need to get a heavy enough weight. Probably could have gone heavier to really dig in, but I just grabbed a 25, and you kind of just sway it back and forth and try to really floss it, I think is the term he uses, and did that with some, you know, hanging leg raises, and did some one arm hangs just to kind of free up the shoulder a little bit, you know. Been doing a lot of shoulder and incline and bench, so I think that's probably just my body telling me it's a little aggravated, a little annoyed with it. So got to stay on top of those kind of things. As far as the channel moving forward, I was thinking about it. You know, I'm only able to get like 1, 2 max. I think I've gotten 4 is like 3 different exercise videos, and you know, posting a video a day, it's not like it's really all that hard, you know. Now that I've kind of gotten into the swing of things, gotten the feel of things, but just in terms of the content that I'm, you know, putting out, I know I only got, I think at this point, 15 subscribers, but you know, I'm trying to make it good. You know, even if it's just for me, I want to make it, you know, enjoyable. I want to make it something that, you know, I would watch. And I'm just thinking, you know, the fun part is is getting to see the lifts, in my opinion. And just due to the nature of, I hate being the camera guy in the gym. I'm not going to start vlogging in the gym. It's way too packed. They even have signage up that during peak hours they don't want the tripods out, especially on the bodybuilding side. Because honestly, it's, while it is kind of more of a private feel, it's still, I guess you would consider it a commercial gym, maybe. I don't know how you would consider it, but there's still a lot of people, right? It's not like you're just going in and there's 5 folks, 10 folks. It's a different vibe, and I just wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. So with the small amount of videos that I'm able to get, I think it would make more sense to maybe just do one big video of the week, kind of compiling it all and talking through how the week went. I think at this point, just to make it better, make it more watchable, make it more accessible, I think one big video, and not super big, I'll still try to keep it, you know, 20, 30, whatever it may be. So this will probably be the last one like this. I still do have bench and dead for this week, but maybe I'll combine those and then start fresh next week on the big video. So we'll see. Maybe I change my mind and we don't do that, but only time will tell. But feeling good, heading home, gonna grub up, got some yogurt, got some oatmeal, and should be a good solid day. Not too much going on at work. Got one big meeting middle of the day, but other than that, should be pretty chill. And that's all I got for you today. And I will check in when I check in, and I will see you